I came back to Europe and started hanging out with people that either never went to school, was using drugs, or were selling them. So what do you guys think I started doing? I started selling drugs and traveling. And I was kind of good at it, right? Because when I started selling drugs, the point of it was I don't have to buy weed, right? Like if you sell weed, you always have weed to smoke, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So my girlfriend moved in. We had like this big house when I was at college, right? It was like a basketball house. We had like 7 rooms, 7 different basketball players. Me and my girlfriend was in the room. I get kicked out, boom. So we come back to Europe and we're staying at her dorm. And then her school year ends, so we got to find a house. So I'll never forget, our first house was like an efficiency, right? It was 2 rooms. We had a living room, we had a bedroom. But it was like 1 room, really, but we put like this shower curtain up to make it 2 rooms. Like we was in the hood, right? Rats and roaches, it was a trap house. But I was trapping, so it made sense, right? It's just me and my girlfriend. And I'll never forget, this is one thing I want you guys to always remember, never let somebody else's problems become yours, right? Because one of my homies was coming to buy weed from me, but he had just gotten a shootout, so he comes to buy weed from me, and now all of a sudden the cops follow him to my house, and my house ends up getting raided, right? Somebody else's problems become mine. Like,
the time is 9:18, we're in Bearcat Rule, we're in Bearcat Rule.
So realistically, I want you guys to think about that, because it's very easy to allow somebody else's problems to become ours, right? So I told my wife, like, yo, she ended up getting pregnant. I'm like, yo, we can't have a kid here, right? We can't have a kid living in this trap house. And my daughter's birthday is February 6, 2016. And I'll never forget, early on in the stages when you go to get the ultrasound and stuff, and the one time we went, the first time was good, second time was good, and around like that 3rd or 4th time, the doctor's like, uh-oh, I think I see something. And I'm like, what do you mean you think you see something? And he's like looking, and he's like, your daughter's heart has 2 holes in it, and it's on the opposite side. So now I'm confused. I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, how does that happen? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, son's not making sense. You got paid a lot of money. You went to school. What do you mean you don't know what happened? And he's like, sometimes the heart just forms like that.